Not a confusion, it's a chaos between first delving into consulting for some time and then eventually getting back to the family business, or maybe doing some startup gradually in some time, right?
What was your favorite thing to do apart from being a responsible kid to your family?
It just shows how privileged childhood actually comes across. It was very okay for you to expect anyone to pay 2,500. It was pretty normal for you. You took it in your own stride. I don't appreciate that at all. Sure.
Which college activity that taught you something which more than in any classroom subject taught you?
How many times have you practiced this answer, Lakshya?
Never. This is the...
How are you, Lakshya?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Okay, good. So, Lakshya, tell me something interesting which is not there in the CV.
Something interesting. I've lost about 18 kgs in the past couple of years. I come from a family that has really struggled with their weight, and so did I. I was 100 plus at one point of time. And yeah, I've worked hard in the gym and done portion control. So yeah, I'm on the journey as well right now.
Okay. Why great. The switch in from the Bachelor's of Science to your work profile right now to doing MBA?
So I was always interested in statistics for a while now. Ever since, I understood the amount of power that you can generate from just mere numbers and data sets. And then I've also been involved in my family business for a very long time. So the work profile that you see is at my family business as well. And the work that I got to do...
I'm sorry to cut you. So this is your family business?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So the work that I do is very similar to my profile as well. A lot of my profile was about... a lot of my academics was about dealing with Excels and getting insights out of there. And my work has also been around that. It's been the digitization of my business. My father has been in the interior decor space for about 30 years now. And we've opened up a D2C store recently. And so it was about digitization of processes that sort of enabled us to go from a B2B business to an internet forward D2C business. And that's what sort of, I'll give you a gist of why MBA as well. Because I come from a family business, I've seen the impact that entrepreneurship creates for all my life, pretty much, be it local communities, employment, good quality products, all of that. And that's my long-term goal as well. But because of that, I also have a very, I can say, intuition-driven thinking. I'm not able to think in a long-term, large-scale way yet, in a structured way, which is why I think MBA will help, among many other things, I also want to get into consulting, because that will really help with the structured thinking. It will help with giving a good financial cushion as well when I want to do entrepreneurship long term. And even that is really difficult to pivot into without an MBA. So it's a mix of a bunch of things. The thinking process, the signaling that's required, be it for raising money.
So basically a confusion, not a confusion, it's a chaos between first delving into consulting for some time and then eventually getting back to the family business, or maybe doing some startup gradually in some time, right?
Not at all, ma'am. It's very clear in my head. I was very keen on joining my family business as soon as I graduated, because it's the perfect playground to understand myself. Then it's always been my plan to do an MBA for 2 years and then get into consulting and then get into entrepreneurship.
I don't understand why. I don't understand why.
Because all of these lead into one another very well. I feel that doing an MBA without some kind of a work experience is a little tough to sort of intuitively understand the business fundamentals. That's why a family business, I have seen all verticals, right, of my family business. So I have a very broad scale understanding, which will be directly applicable to MBA. The cross-functional thinking that's required for MBA and for consulting, I have developed both those skill sets very well. I like to think so. And then after my MBA, getting into consulting is the best, because that sets me up very well for entrepreneurship, be it the financial backing, the exit options are incredible, the networking is excellent at consulting, and the signaling that I get both from MBA and from consulting will also go a very long way.
So you are the only one who is handling this business along with your father?
My father and my mother, they handle it together. And
so if you'll go for MBA for 2 years, then don't you think that there will be lag in between?
Not at all. So I've already started creating a team to replace me when I go ahead. So I'll tell you briefly about my role as well, so you'll be able to appreciate the difference as well. So they are experts of manufacturing. That's their forte of manufacturing, and B2B, they're experts of that, right? Where I've come in is I'm the sort of bridge between them and the different teams that we've gotten on board. Be it we've gotten a marketing team on board to handle our Instagram, website, all of that. We've gotten inventory management guys to handle all of that. So I'm sort of bridge enabling all of this to function. So I'm already training a couple of people who can replace me.
So do you think that you already have all the skills which after MBA you can gather?
No, I'm to be very honest, I'm quite lacking in them. I only have knowledge about one industry, so to say. The industry
What
that
MBA will teach you, which right now you do not do think that right now you do not have?
So I made a few mistakes in my business as well because of my intuition-driven thinking. I've not been able to structure problems very well in a very concise way. I've not been able to break things down. I also don't have, I know a little bit about marketing, so I have a lot of breadth, but I really lack depth as of now, which is where MBA comes in, to put it like very succinctly.
And what was your favorite subject in college and why?
Statistics. So I enjoyed statistics as a whole, really.
Okay. And you have also mentioned about co-curricular activities and extracurricular activities. What was your favorite thing to do apart from being a responsible kid to your family?
So I'll give a little bit background.
Yeah.
I was in Jodhpur until the 5th standard and I moved to Mumbai in the 6th standard. So I came from a Hindi-speaking background in Jodhpur. I really struggled to speak in English. And I joined one of the so-called elite schools of Mumbai. And I really struggled with English and I was bullied a lot initially. And so then I sort of pushed myself to get into public speaking, and that sort of became my favorite thing to do. So in school that was debates, MUNs, elocutions, declamation, you name it, any public speaking forum. And in college that translated into hosting and anchoring. That's where I really found my niche. So I would do a lot of that along with a bunch of other extracurricular activities as well. Hosting was public speaking was sort of the anchor that drove all of it. And then post college as well, I have been working for over 2 years now with social restaurants. They have in Delhi as well, in Mumbai, they have all over. And I do trivia nights for them. So yeah, that's also been very financially rewarding and that's something I really enjoy doing as well.
What do you do in these nights?
So my sort of KRA, so to say, is I go and I ask 5 questions at a set of 15 minutes intervals each. And we give out gifts to everyone who gets the questions right. The point is to have the people there to stay there for longer, so stay there for the entire duration, order more, do more things, to sort of keep them engaged and keep them coming every Tuesday. So I was also sort of able to develop, a sort of little community of people who would come every alternate week or every 3 weeks or so that I would see.
All right.
So trivia nights basically.
Yeah, I get it.
So how many employees do you have right now?
At the store we have, most of our work is contractual, so we contract teams. Other than that, at the retail store, we have about...
Okay. And any GST effect on that?
Yeah, actually, very pretty sizable. Until now, GST for brass items was 18%, and recently it fell down to 5%. So very sizable impact on brass and bronze.
So you deal in brass and all?
That's our primary forte. I'd say about 86% of our sales come from brass. We also keep a few hooks. We have a few modern decor items, resin items and all of that.
And why the prices of other materials like silver and gold are increasing? Any idea?
Silver is scarcity. Primarily silver is sort of the backbone of the entire AI revolution that's happening. You need it in GPUs, CPUs, all of that. That's one reason. Gold, I've heard, is primarily because of the US dollar, because many, like including Reserve Bank of India, they don't have as much trust in the US dollar anymore, because US dollar is also losing its effect as the petrodollar, right? So petrodollar is going down, so there's more hesitancy. So reserve banks around the world are holding more gold, so to say.
And why rupee is falling till 90?
I'm not completely sure, but I think it's because for many years RBI was sort of regulating it to keep it under check, under 90. But now it reached the point where it made more financial sense to let the rupee go.
What do RBI do to control that rupee falling?
They buy forex. They basically trade, in simple language, they basically trade in forex. So if they hold more US dollars, if they keep more rupee out of circulation, the price of rupee will go down. If they don't do that, the price of rupee will sort of be determined by market factors. And if they let more rupee, if they let more rupee out, then the price of rupee will.
And what is the expectation from budget? Budget is coming on 1st Feb. What is your expectation?
A few things. So I'm salaried. So I hope the tax slabs remain the same or stay low as well. I think the government, there's a lot of negative sentiment going around the world because of US, Venezuela and all of that. So I think the government will try to increase consumption. So I don't think taxes are going to rise anytime soon. I don't think they're going to be cut either because they were cut very severely the last time. So I don't expect this to be as sort of revolutionary as the previous cut was when the government was really trying to increase consumption.
Okay.
So-
Which college activity that taught you something which more than in any classroom subject taught you? Any activity which you have done it?
Right. So I was the cultural secretary of my college, St. Xavier's. So I was leading a team of around 400 people. And this was going to be, and we had to organize a farewell event, which was going to be the very last event of the calendar year. And ours was the first batch to come right out of COVID. Right? So we were all a little bit inexperienced about how things go. And the farewell in the years prior to ours, like 4 years ago when it was an offline farewell, would cost around 2,500 rupees. Right. So we went with the mindset that 2,500 rupees must be something that everyone is comfortable paying for farewell. I forgot to consider the fact that I come from a government-backed institution where the fees for the entire year is 9,000 rupees. So 2,500 rupees can be a lot for a lot of people. Right. So then we released our posts and started our media campaign to get everyone to pay 2,500 rupees. And there was a lot of backlash on social media, on Reddit and forums and stuff like that. And I was wondering why. Because every time it's been 2,500 rupees only. And then we sort of spoke. Then I spoke to everyone that posted stories on Instagram and stuff like that. And then we sat with our team. We got together, and then we managed to get the price down to 500 rupees. We realized that people didn't really care about the food that we were going to serve them. They could just have something outside. They didn't really care about the gifts as much. What they cared about was coming to the college and celebrating one last time with the friends. So we could understand that aspect. So that taught me a lot about stakeholder management, I would say, and understand who the audience is that you're catering to.
Lakshya, I think this is just mincing words and dodging being just privileged, and I'm really offended with the kind of example you've given. This just shows how your privileged life, privileged childhood actually comes across, because it was very okay for you to expect anyone to pay 2,500. It was pretty normal for you. You took it in your own stride. I don't appreciate that at all.
Ma'am, unfortunately, you are right. I do come from a privileged background, and I did not have that hindsight then. You're absolutely right. But I worked hard to develop that. You know, and my college experience, and because of my schooling life as well, I was sort of still exposed to that privileged class. But in my college, when I was able to interact with my peers who didn't come from a background as privileged as mine, I was able to appreciate that, and that's why even the farewell incident really taught me a lot. So I don't think, while privilege still exists, and I'm no one to deny that, I am in a very favorable position compared to a lot. I promise that I will work as hard as possible to ensure that doesn't affect my future judgments.
How many times have you practiced this answer, Lakshya?
Never. This is the first time. And you can see that in my social work as well. You know, I did take up a lot more social work.
What kind of social work do you do?
There were two primary. I was part of the organization called Spark a Change, and every Sunday we would teach underserved children in our community, in our area, maths and stats, and then we would sometimes take them on experiential learning programs, you know, how to build electric circuit boards, and then we would, Mumbai Indians also does this thing where they call everyone to 𝐌𝐞𝐝𝐢𝐚 Stadium and all of this, so we take them for that. That was one. I was also part of Lions Club, again, where we would, Lions Club has a much bigger roster of things that they try to tackle. In my 11th standard, in my 12th standard as well, me with two of my friends did a funding raise for sexual assault victims, where we raised 3.5 lakh rupees, just the three of us, through selling calendars one by one to every person.
Right.
So let's say you are organizing a fest in your college,
Right, sir.
and you are here to get a sponsorship from us. We are an education institute.
Right.
You are looking for, let's say, 50,000 sponsorship. How will you convince us?
So this is for CAT itself?
Whatever you think, yeah.
Okay.
CAT Teaching Institute.
Let's go for
Yeah.
CAT.
Yeah.
All right. First thing is I would do some analysis on my end first, right? How many people from my cohort want to do an MBA? How many people are looking to go into coaching immediately after Xavier's, or how many are already enrolled in coaching? I would sort of get that number for you first. And then the first thing I would say before I come to you to, you know, ask for money is I would request you to kindly host, Unacademy session in college, so you can understand the enthusiasm and the sort of spirit that we have in Xavier's for CAT coaching. And once you see that is when then I would get into nitty-gritties and then discuss that, you know, the demand is there and, you know, people really want to explore this further. So I think this could be a good opportunity for both of us.
Yeah. Okay, Lakshya. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Just give us 1 minute and then we'll call you back.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, Lakshya. So how was it?
I thought it went okay. I thought it went well.
This is your first interview?
First interview, yes.
Okay. Which all calls do you have?
I didn't get it from Ahmedabad and Calcutta. I got from Lucknow. I'm expecting it from Bangalore as well. And then I think I should get Kozhikode and Indore.
Let's say if I ask you why we should reject you.
Honestly, if you ask me, sir, I don't think you should reject me. I think I've worked hard, and if you sort of rank all the people who scored 99 to 99.5 percentile, which is where I am, you'd find that I'm not the highest in natural aptitude, so that could be a reason for you to reject me. But you'll find that I'm the most relentless. I'll be the most hardworking of the lot. So if you're looking for someone who's maybe a bit higher in natural aptitude, that could be a reason. But I try to make up for it.
I think, but you also know that there's a very thin line between confident and overconfidence, right?
Yes.
Do you think your body language shows a little bit of overconfidence with the work that you have done, or you're just confident about whatever you have done and you have a backup for it as well?
It's a bit difficult for me to answer because I'm a bit biased. So I think that I'm not overconfident as such. Yeah.
I'll actually try to frame it in a subtle way, rather a direct way. Lakshya, you have immense amount of thought clarity. It works in your favor, definitely works in your favor. You think instantly, you think clear, you know how to direct, in what way. The moment I asked you, you think you're privileged, I loved your answer. The way you guided it towards social work, I loved it. So you can think through and आपको पता है कि मुझे किस तरीके से अपना आंसर आर्टिकुलेट करना है, आपका स्ट्रेंथ है वो. बट कभी कभी ना वो थोड़ा सा पुशी लगने लग जाता है. Not your fault totally, because I have a personality like yours and it's very difficult for me to sit quiet like this and behave in a composed manner. But कभी कभी ना आपको when you are taking up a different role, जैसे अभी आप जिस रोल में हो, you've not done that ever before, तो आपको थोड़ा सा ना अपना personality चेंज करना पड़ता है as per the demand. So वो कभी कभी ना it's not over confidence literally, थोड़ा पुशी कभी कभी लगता है, just being too excited कि भाई मुझे ये चाहिए, मुझे ये दे दो, ऐसा लगने लग जाता है ये.
बाकी बहुत अच्छा है, मतलब ओवरऑल योर बॉडी लैंग्वेज, योर स्माइलिंग, बाकी योर आंसर्स, आई थिंक यू आर थॉरो विद योर सीवी, दैट इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट. थोड़ा सा करंट और पढ़ लेना थोड़ा सा. बाकी मतलब मुझे सीरियसली मतलब जनरली बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं लगी कोई वीकनेस एज सच, तो ओवरऑल मेरे हिसाब से बहुत अच्छा था.
यस,
बट हम
थोड़ा
मॉड्यूलेट कर सकते हो. बाकी अपना जो थोड़ा सा तुम्हारा वर्क एक्स कितने साल का हो गया?
2 years.
2 years का ना, ठीक है. आई थिंक मोस्ट ऑफ द क्वेश्चन विल बी थ्रू वर्क एक्स. स्टैट्स पे हमने थोड़ा सा नहीं पूछा है अभी तुमसे.
हाँ, वो वहाँ जाएगा,
है ना. तो मैं पूछना चाह रहा था, बट स्टैट्स हम उतना हमने नहीं पढ़ा, तो उतना हम डिटेल में नहीं गए. बट स्टैट्स वो पूछ सकते हैं, राइट? तो स्टैट्स
exactly, more about there could be more questions about your work ex इस organization के बारे में. I think rest everything went well. Yeah, perfect. थोड़ा सा बस बॉडी लैंग्वेज ना, हाँ, उस पे थोड़ा सटल हो जाएगा तो इट डज नॉट लुक लाइक कि क्योंकि कभी कभी ना आप प्रिपेयर नहीं कर रहे हो ऐसा स्पेसिफिकली कि मैं ये बोलूंगा जाके. यू नेवर नो क्या क्वेश्चन आएगा, किस तरीके से जाएगा. लेकिन वो कभी कभी ना थोड़ा स्क्रिप्टेड सा कि मैं जैसे रट के आया हूँ, मैं मिरर के सामने खड़े होकर बहुत बार बोल के आया हूँ. सो इट लुक्स लाइक दैट बिकॉज यू हैव एन एनिमेटेड पर्सनैलिटी. बिकॉज ऑफ दैट इट लुक्स लाइक दैट. कि अदरवाइज यूजुअली पीपल डू इट कि मैं ऐसे हैंड मूव करूंगा, मैं इस तरीके से स्माइल करूंगा. सो इफ इट इज अ लिटिल म्यूटेड.
Understood. So gestures little lesser.
Yeah.
हाँ, मतलब
A little modulation would work.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
बट आई थिंक बहुत अच्छा है. मतलब
Yeah,
ओवरऑल
totally.
तुम्हारा मतलब होना चाहिए, मतलब कायदे से अगर तुम्हें नहीं लेंगे तो किसको लेंगे, इस तरह का एटीट्यूड है मतलब तुम्हारा, राइट? तो बहुत अच्छा है
I
ओवरऑल.
also love the example of weight loss you gave.
स्टार्टिंग और वो इंस्टेंट आया, वो निकल के, वो यहाँ पे कहीं भी मेंशन नहीं है वो, लेकिन इंस्टेंट आया तो बहुत अच्छा है. मतलब तुम सोच पा रहे हो ऑन द स्पॉट, दैट इज द मेन थिंग. तो बाकी मुझे मतलब वही है कि थोड़ा सा और देख लेना स्टैट्स वगैरह या अपने सब्जेक्ट्स या अपने काम के बारे में. आई थिंक यू आर थॉरो, तो उसके बारे में आई थिंक कोई दिक्कत आएगी नहीं. ठीक है. आई थिंक ओवरऑल मतलब 1-2 और दे लो. बाकी जो हमने चीज़ें, जो भी आप नेक्स्ट इंटरव्यू के लिए जाओगे ना, तो उनको ये पहले से बोल देना कि मेरे को इस चीज़ों पे और प्रोब करो जिस पे हमने नहीं प्रोब किया है.
Stats.
हाँ,
स्टैट्स एंड
और
Work ex.
हाँ, थोड़ा सा और.
ठीक है. बाकी तो आई थिंक प्रिपेयर हो तुम काफ़ी अच्छे से.
Yeah.
ठीक है. एनीथिंग एल्स यू वांट टू आस्क?
No.
ठीक है,
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
You too.